let's talk about Stephanie Borowicz. She is a member of Pennsylvania's state house. She's a Christian nationalist who has been in office for a few years now. And recently, this week, she decided to fight against a climate change bill. And I'm going to play a clip for you. I want to show you what she said, and then we're going to talk about why she said it. But basically, there was a bill in question. She had to vote on it. And here is how she argued that this bill, which addresses climate change, was garbage. Here's the clip.
When Democrats are pushing bills like banning gas-powered mowers and gas-powered stoves in New York City, all under the name of a climate control agenda, we can all see what is really going on here. The truth is in Genesis 8:22, it says, as long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease. I'll say that again, will never cease. Of course, we are to be good stewards of God's creation, but not through a forceful climate control global agenda. I'm a no. Thank you, Chairman.
So I saw that, and I'm thinking, what the hell did she just say no to? Because I saw that video, and I saw that this woman cited Genesis 8 as reason climate change doesn't exist, because apparently God said, circa 2,000 years ago or something, that the earth, as long as the earth endures, we'll have seasons, so we're fine. I guess we're not going to burn up or something like that. And then she refers to a forceful climate control global agenda. So it's like, okay, what was this bill about? Are they trying to force everyone to buy electric cars by like tomorrow? And she's like, how dare you? You can't do that. So I looked it up, and let me show you what this is all in reference to. House Resolution 228. I'll make this larger here. And this is basically, I'll show you what it is in a second, but just look at some of these whereas clauses. Whereas climate change is real and human-made, and the impact of climate change jeopardize both the environment and the current and future health and well-being of the residents of Pennsylvania. Yeah, that's what climate change does. That's accurate. What else does this say? That the consequences of inaction on the climate crisis will be severe and potentially irreversible. That is also accurate. If we do climate policy and legislation that protect our environment, we're going to create new jobs, safe communities, a better economy. That's also accurate. Okay, what are they talking about? This right here, resolved that the House of Representatives designate the week of October 1st through 7th, 2023, as Climate Week. That's it. By the way, this took place earlier this week. They were voting to retroactively say that the first week of October is Climate Week, and that's it. There's no consequences. There's no law being passed here. Nothing changes. They're just saying, hey, that week we had a couple of weeks ago, can we just call that Climate Week and raise awareness about climate change? And this woman, Stephanie Borowicz, was like, how dare you? God said climate change isn't real. And so I vote no on this symbolic resolution that carries zero weight. That's what she was talking about. And she called it a forceful climate control global agenda. That resolution that has no teeth. But here's the thing. I know this all sounds batshit crazy, but as I mentioned, I think it might have been last week, this is par for the course for evangelical Christians. This was a chart I think I showed last week. When it comes to climate change and what percent of Americans say climate change is a crisis, look at the blue dots on this chart I am showing you here, because if you scroll down to white evangelical Protestants, you could see they are at 8%. And that's even lower than the 13% they were at a decade ago. Only 8% of white evangelicals accept the climate crisis and actually think man contributes to it. And Stephanie Borowicz is one of them. And in case you're wondering, like, have you ever heard of this person? Maybe you haven't. This is someone who's been doing this sort of thing for years. And one example of that, a couple years ago in 2019, it was the first time a Muslim woman was sworn into office in Pennsylvania as the state's first Muslim legislator. Well, it also turned out that Stephanie Borowicz was able to deliver the invocation that morning, and she decided to give an invocation. I'm going to show you a bit of the transcript here. Thank you, Speaker. Let us pray. Jesus, I thank you. Yada, yada, yada. Just look at all the Jesus in this speech. It's like 13 times, and she rushed through it in like 90 seconds, basically throwing Jesus against the wall as much as possible, I guess to counteract the fact that now there was a Muslim in the chamber. Like, that Muslim lawmaker's family was in the crowd, and they had to listen to this woman like yell Jesus at them a whole bunch. That's one thing she's done in the past. And I know even that's symbolic. It just shows you the sort of person she is. But it goes beyond that, too. She has also called COVID, quote, a punishment inflicted upon us for our presumptuous sins. She has been peddling fake cures for COVID that aren't real. This is another thing she has done. Check this out. Last year, Representative Borowicz introduced a Don't Say Gay bill while bragging it goes even further than Florida GOP Governor Ron DeSantis' bill did. She also called for the Secretary of Education to resign because LGBTQ inclusive curricula and other resources were featured on the State Department of Education's site. Like, she can't handle being around people who don't share her views. That's like the theme of her life. In case you were wondering, she sits in a very comfortably red seat in her House district. She won in 2022. She was reelected in 2022 with about 67% of the votes. That's an easy victory for her. And Democrats in Pennsylvania, the good news there is Democrats in the state House in Pennsylvania have a 1-vote majority. So technically, the Democrats are ahead there. And the governor is a Democrat as well. Republicans, however, control the state Senate. So in terms of lawmaking, Stephanie Borowicz, thankfully, doesn't get to call the shots. But this sort of thing, it does tell you the sort of Republicans they elect. I mean, everywhere, but certainly in Pennsylvania, too. So just a messed up story where a lawmaker who ought to know better and is in a position to decide not just resolutions, but what laws pass, is saying climate change isn't real because someone speaking for God said so in the way she interprets the Bible because she doesn't know how to interpret things or how science works. And that's an elected lawmaker for you.